When genuinely deserving people lose their food stamps, it's heartbreaking, but some people find that funny until life humbles them. Today, we're watching women mock EBT recipients, and then karma gets them back. So subscribe, and let's get into it.
Peanut butter toast lady lost her job. In case you missed it, there's this lady who made a video eating peanut butter toast talking about how she's making fun of people who have received SNAP benefits. And she's like, what did you spend last month's money on? Girl, food! They spent it on food! And then as she eats her store-bought bread, she definitely didn't make that bread herself based on the shape. And the peanut butter that is processed, she asks if they bought processed junk or if they stocked up on pantry staples. And I guess because she just lost her job, she's going to find out how absolutely ridiculous that statement is. She's about to know. Didn't she? Didn't you? God, I really hope she did. I really hope she's been out there creating an ingredient-only household so that she can try to make something with it for the next 2 months after not receiving her paycheck. Because, lady, get real. If you do not have the capacity to not wish your fellow neighbor to starve to death in their own home, to have kids going to school hungry, to have parents skipping...
Well, she did bring that on herself. Sure, there are plenty of people who abuse the system to freeload off the economy, but there's also those who genuinely really do need the help, and making fun of struggling people just for views is not cool in the slightest. It's pretty messed up. And for the record, peanut butter counts as junk food too.
I had to cancel my vacation with my family. They have already stopped certain things of being able to be purchased with EBT. That would mean I would have to buy the majority of my family's food out of pocket. And that would dig into my money I have for fun things. I had no other choice but to cancel the trip. My family is so sad about this. I don't understand why people want to control what other people buy with their EBT. Like, how is it your business?
Well, it kind of is our business because it's our tax money you're spending on food while saving for your own fun stuff. And EBT and vacations are two words that should never belong in the same sentence.
PSA. This is for that stud teacher who got fired. Trendsetter. Sometimes, honey, you just gotta be quiet. You gotta learn how to shut up. Yes, you've been fired from your job, and from what you've told everyone, you've been fired from your other job. Everyone knows you, and the facts remain the same. You took what is supposed to be housed in a virtual space and you took it to the real world. You were inappropriate. You had no right going into the school filming. You had no right speaking about the kids the way you did. You had the camera on the young lady and you was like, sheesh, these girls are about to take me down. You were wrong. Getting on social media and then trying to state your claim and trying to explain yourself has only made matters worse. What you should be practicing is called restraint, self-restraint, right? Because you're digging a hole far deeper than what was dug when you got fired from the job. Be quiet. Getting on this social media app and telling people, I lost everything, I lost my job, I started to GoFundMe, but I don't really want your money. Honey, pick a lane. Be quiet. Say you were wrong. Own the accountability, because what you did was wrong.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Take accountability, apologize, learn your lesson, and move on. You don't need to milk out the views from every little thing.
So since everyone thinks that I have a problem with committing 15 hours a week of my time to community service so I can continue to receive food stamps, yes, I do have a problem with it. I'm going to explain to you why. That is my personal time. First of all, 15 hours a week. Do you know how much time that is taken out of my schedule? Second of all, I don't get to choose where I do my hours at. They're going to put me where they have placement for me. Does that make sense? Why don't I get to choose what I'm doing for those 15 hours? That is my personal time. I should have full discretion on where I'm spending those 15 hours and putting that much time and effort just so I can receive my food stamps, my $4,200 in food stamps a month. Like, the guidelines have obviously changed.
Well, it is called working. You definitely should try that sometime. It's probably about time you stop lying and doing nothing and start taking some responsibility for your life, for yourself, for your future, for your family, because things will only get worse from here if you don't.
And I only pay $50 in rent. Does that make you angry? Does that make you shiver in your boots? Does that make you want to punch me in my face? I paid $50 for a 2-bedroom for my family of 6 with the help of your tax dollars. Thank you very much. Love you guys.
No, that just makes me sad. You'd rather record silly videos bragging about freeloading than getting an actual real job and living like a responsible member of society? Beats me.
The government is still shut down and there's no end in sight, but what does that actually mean for everyday people in the US? Let's get smarter in seconds. It means that on November 1st, nearly 42 million Americans who receive food assistance through SNAP and WIC will not receive their funds, which in many cases will mean that they or their children will not be able to eat. 2 million military families are currently working without guarantee of pay, and more than 1 million government employees are nearly a month without pay. Now, of course, if you look at any right-wing news outlet or any .gov website, you'll see claims that this is the Democrats' fault, which is a violation of the Hatch Act. Now, I know that pregnancy has scrambled my brain, but it doesn't make any sense because it's the Republicans that are in charge of the executive, judicial, and legislative branches. Now, back in my day, those used to have checks and balances, but right now it's just a free-for-all. Now, what's actually happening is that Congress is deadlocked because Republicans want a federal funding bill that includes no public health, aid, or insurance subsidies, and Democrats are refusing to approve any legislation that erodes our social safety net. Oh, and under their federal funding bill, the money that Republicans refuse to use to fund healthcare for everyday Americans would instead go to line billionaires' pockets. So, oh, and by the way, the last time a government shutdown like this happened was during Trump's first term. So to all the people who claim that they didn't vote for this, I hate to tell you, but you did. And we tried to tell you, and so did they. But in all seriousness, the end of funding for SNAP and WIC are perhaps the most urgent consequence of this government shutdown. These are federal food assistance programs that are typically distributed by the state, but funded by the federal government. If you receive food stamps, you're a SNAP recipient, even if your state calls it something different, like CalFresh or Montana Access or something else entirely. 42 million people need these programs to eat, and in many cases, these are working people who still can't put food on the table because of massive underpayment and exploitation by corporations that boast massive profits, all while refusing to increase employee pay. 88% of all SNAP recipients are in households with a child, elderly person, or disabled adult. 39% of all SNAP recipients are children, and 1.2 million SNAP recipients are veterans. So what happened to supporting the troops? So how can you help? It's going to sound boring and repetitive, but make sure you're registered to vote and that you're actually voting. There are elections happening this year, not just every 2, not just every 4, and we need you to vote people out who made shit like this happen. Donate to local food banks, but don't use it as an excuse to get rid of the crap in your cupboard. And remember that you can donate cash and that a food bank can make $1 go a lot further than you might be able to. And support organizations like No Kid Hungry, which is dedicated to ending child hunger in the US. Right now, we have to focus on taking care of one another, minimizing the harm that's happening right now, and making sure that this never happens again.
I am all for helping people when they need it. Seriously. But making baseless political claims just for views, it's not it. You know, like with the government shutting down and the food stamps being cut, this is a perfect time for people to reflect, get to work, lock in, do what you got to do to survive, right? And just rise above the situation.
And y'all want to snatch that from him. You take $1,800 from me a month. Give them people their food stamps. Give them people their food. I want to have a quick conversation surrounding the food stamp issue, right? And I feel like I need to say something because of the fact that I do food content, right? And it's becoming like a very ethical, it's an ethical dilemma for me to do my content because we're talking about people losing food stamps. We're talking about people losing their access to food. We're talking about people potentially going hungry, starving to death, dying, like just because we have people who for some reason feel as though their taxes need to be put elsewhere. Not only that, what you're missing is you also think that if they get rid of these programs that you're then going to get less taxes taken out. We already saw the paperwork that the taxes are going to come out regardless. Not only that, we saw the paperwork that taxes are going to go up depending on your tax bracket. So my whole thing is this: I get $890 taken out of each of my paychecks a month. If I get 2 paychecks a month, that means the government gets up to $1,800 of my dollars a month. That's okay, because I picked up a second job so that I can cover that $1,800 that they take, right? With that being said, if that $890, if that $1,800 is going to be put into any type of program, yes, I do want it to be a food program. Yes, I do, because I believe people should be able to eat. The disabled, the elderly, the mental health population, people who are inmates, anybody who just can't afford it. People who work full-time jobs and still can't afford it because federal minimum wage is still $7.25. It's the price of a coffee. It's the price of that candy bar latte I got from Dunkin'. That's how much people are getting paid for an hour of work.
You've got it all wrong. I mean, no one's against helping the poor or those who genuinely need assistance, but too many people have taken advantage of the system, and that's exactly why the government had to tighten the rules. It's kind of like a case of people messed it up for everyone else, pretty much.
Have you heard the latest about the toast eating food stamp lady? Apparently, she's lost her job. Corporate did not agree with her looking down her nose on people who receive food stamps benefits. So, let me ask you this. To the food stamp lady. What did you do with this month's check? Considering you won't be getting a check for November. Did you splurge on everyday needs like food, your clothing, your shelter, water, electricity? Or did you save up a little pocket full of sunshine for November? Better yet, what did you do with the other half of that burnt processed toast, peanut butter, and butter that you have? Did you save some for your meal next month? Better yet, let me ask you this. Did you save it for Thanksgiving? Because it looks like you're going to be the one visiting the food pantry, you know, getting the turkey and all the trimmings. And you can thank the Republicans for that. The word of today is humility. Always remain humble. Because if you don't, God will humble you with a quickness. That's it. That's all. But I do agree. Toast with peanut butter when done right is delicious. Have a good day.
See, now that's pretty funny, right? This is the kind of stuff that makes the internet worth it. I know it's technically wrong to, I guess, find the entertainment value in the situation, but I mean, she did start it, and you got to give credit where it's due. I mean, it's great parody.
If you rely on Snap, clap your hands. If you rely on Snap, clap your hands. If you rely on Snap and you don't know how to act, 'cause there's no food in your pantry anymore.
Technically, we're not supposed to rely on them. They're only there to help us get back on our feet as soon as possible. But a responsible adult should definitely be looking for a job or another steady, secure source of income as soon as they can while in this helping environment with the government, instead of sitting around and waiting for aid.
Now, why the fuck I just wake up and I see that they talking about, oh, people not getting they SNAP benefits in the month of November? I know, like, fuck, y'all ain't take my mama food stamps in the month of Thanksgiving. Are you fucking serious? Are we finna riot or what? Because this is taking it too far. It's already been too far, but they have taken it to hell. We're not going to eat. I'd be damned if I pay for a motherfucking turkey with my own motherfucking money. I know my mama better get her stamps on the 15th. If y'all need her name and her number, all of that, I'm telling you, let them stamps not be there. I'm organizing a riot in every city. I'm not playing. And I'm releasing the Epstein files. How about that? Ain't no fucking way. Why would you take food stamps? I'm pissed off.
It's interesting how you can put all that effort into organizing riots and other various things like that, but can't take the accountability and get a job like a normal person would to better suit your situation and assist your situation. EBT was never meant to be a career path or career choice, and the sooner that is realized, the better.
Wait. So, we got lots of people posting on social media that they're losing their SNAP benefits. Oh, they're losing their minds. However, they got the latest iPhone. They got their nails done, their hair done. They got a Louis Vuitton bag. They got money for all of that. But they ain't got money to feed their kids. They want the taxpayers to do that? Well, the taxpayers didn't lie down with you in your bed, spread your legs, and pop out these kids that you want us to pay for. So here's what you do. You go in your car, which you probably got a nice car too. Go in your car, go fill out some job applications, and while you're at it, stop at the nearest bookstore and get a how-to book on how to prioritize life. Because I'm sick and tired of it. We're seeing people with the latest iPhones. I don't even have an iPhone 17. And you mean to tell me that you can't afford groceries for your kids? Get out of here. We're done with all of that. I will not sympathize with people who have nails like this that are this long and have all sorts of rhinestones. Probably paid $200-300 for your nails to get done. You're spending $1,500 on a cell phone and on the human hair. Get synthetic. Get press-on nails. Learn how to cook inside instead of going out to eat. Okay? Start budgeting what money you do have. I never in a million years thought, look, man, I got 2 kids. 2, okay? I buy my own groceries, okay? And I had to use food stamps to get on my feet. And once I got on my feet, and guess what? I didn't need it no more. So I stopped applying. I said, let the next person who actually needs it get them. And I'm seeing a lot of you with Louis Vuitton bags going, oh, what's going to happen to my SNAP benefits? Psh, oh, well. A lot of them been on food stamps for decades. Section 8 housing, decades, generation after generation. Look, okay, I'm telling you this much, man. Nothing is free. Nothing in this country is free, and you are more than capable of getting out there and doing something for yourself and making something of yourself. Don't let anybody sell you short. And if you yourself are selling yourself short, well then, man, that's a generational curse you're going to have to break. But I will not sympathize with the people who are sitting there on the latest iPhone 17 Pro Max going, I'm about to lose my SNAP benefits. Feel bad for me. Nope.
Well said. It's people like this who abuse the food stamp system just to spend money on luxuries that they just would have not been able to afford in the first place, besides if they had a normal job, that are to blame for the mess we're in. I mean, seriously, it just makes it harder for those who genuinely really need the help when you have people who were just abusing that system and taking those slots up for people who really do need it. It's really not good.
Having the privilege to live without government assistance doesn't make you a better person. And having the privilege to live without government assistance and then judging those who need it, that makes you a terrible person. You are closer to needing SNAP benefits than you are to being a billionaire. And seeing how many people are in an uproar over the fact that their tax dollars are allocated towards feeding those who need it, just say you're evil. Just say that you hate people who have less than you. You're constantly talking about how your tax dollars are being allocated into benefits. It's $36 annually for the average American. $36 annually. And I would be okay with that doubling and tripling if it meant that my tax dollars were no longer being allocated towards a genocide in Gaza. We always want to question where our tax dollars are going. Question it. But when it's going towards something that benefits somebody and makes their lives better, take my money.
That argument doesn't even really make sense. Do you realize how few people in the world are actually billionaires? There's a good bit of them, but there's not that many. It's not like everyone's goal is to become one, right? So, I mean, no one's entitled to someone else's hard work, and charity should never really ever be forced. So, that's just the truth.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. That is why I'm on my way to my second job tonight, because it is my responsibility to make sure that he eats, not the U.S. taxpayers. I am responsible for keeping him fed and clothed.
I don't know what's worse, her personality or her sense of humor. I mean, making fun of people's struggles while being in such a noble profession like nursing is pathetic. You really need to work on yourself, though, seriously. I mean, that kind of behavior is just really not right.
You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of the food stamp offense, okay? Okay, hang on. Before I get myself worked up, I just came here to talk about how I went from literally $1,700 in food stamps for a family of 3, okay? I don't work. I stay home every day. I'm not able to work, so I should be getting the maximum amount. especially because he needs cereal, chips, pop. He needs all that. And I need my energy drinks. So I'm not going to have this taking me down from that much. And they took me all the way down to $120, which they didn't even tell me why. I just got this notice in here. It says they were cutting me back on food stamps. So now I'm really going to have to cut back on everything. He's not going to be able to have his pop no more. He's not going to be able to have his cereal every day for breakfast and his chips that he eats all day long. Wow. Great. Thanks. Thanks.
If you care that much about feeding your kids cereal and chips, then just a regular job would suit you a lot better, and then be able to buy them with your own money. Sure, I mean, obviously, your child deserves to have chips and whatnot, but you know what he deserves more? A responsible parent who can actually take care of him. So, best of luck.
I am a food stamp recipient, and I hope everybody knows that after this government shutdown and when all the food stamps come back, I can't wait to make a haul to make all of the maggots angry, okay? Because I am going to be buying candy and junk and soda and all the things, $200 worth. I don't even care, because screw you. Screw you for thinking that we shouldn't get good things in life, that we shouldn't even have food stamps because of the people who abuse it, okay? Like, it's funny because of the fact that we don't have food stamps for November, and I'm completely fine. I have so much meat in my deep freeze. I have so much food in the food pantry. I have so much food that me and my kids are going to be fine. But it's literally just the principle that you don't even care about kids starving. So, yeah. Have the day you deserve.
Instead of making the best of your situation and improving your life by building a real career and moving forward and progressing, you're just sitting around waiting for food stamps to return. Listen, I get it. If you've been used to it for a while, you know, I guess, but it's just, you got to take action. You got to stop being lazy, or you're just going to keep digging yourself a deeper hole.
I was on EBT a few years ago. Food stamps. That's not the joke, but thanks. Broke fucking bitch. I'm off of Mel, lady, okay? That's exactly how this country makes you feel when you need help. That is... I don't know if any of you have been on it, but you have to call and do an interview and stuff, and they were talking to me, and the lady was like, hey, did you know you don't make enough to pay your rent? I was like, yeah, that's why I'm calling for help. What? That's crazy. I'm not calling for help because I'm crushing it. I'm like, I want to keep eating, even though I'm broke, please. They canceled my EBT when I was $200 away from being able to pay my rent each month, and they're like, you can almost afford your rent. We don't want to demotivate you by feeding you each month. You gotta keep that hunger in your stomach.
That's a pretty funny way to put it. I mean, at least you didn't turn it into a lifestyle and actually built a career in comedy, which is good. So hats off to you, sir. Glad to see you made it.
You know what? I feel so bad for calling up to that food stamp office every day and harassing them people. Because there's really people out here that really do need food stamps. And I don't. Psych! They don't be needing them either.
Thank you for calling Mississippi Department of Human Service. How can I help you?
Hey, ma'am. Yes, this is... And I really wanted to call and apologize for calling up there every day harassing y'all. It's 2025, new year, new me. I really do apologize and would like to ask you for your forgiveness.
Okay, sweetheart. Well, all right. Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, since we own that. I'm trying to see, why did y'all only approve me for $8? I tried to be nice, ma'am. I tried to be nice, call up there and be nice, but you seem like you don't give a fuck.
Excuse me, ma'am. We're not going to tolerate any profanity on the line.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, I was trying to be nice, but it seemed like you in a piss mood, and now you done put me in a piss mood.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I understand you sorry, and I tried to be sorry, but I'm not sorry no more. Why did y'all only approve me for $8? Yeah, why did y'all only approve me for $8? Because I was off that, but now I'm back on that. I just asked you, why did y'all only approve me for $8? Did you not hear me?
Once again, ma'am, we enter your information into our system. There's nothing else I can do for you. They approved you.
Okay, but I was trying to tell you I was off that, but you must be in a bad mood today. You must didn't get no dick last night from your man.
Okay, ma'am, I'm sorry, but we're going to end this phone call.
Fuck you.
Just because you're down bad on money and lazy doesn't mean that you should take it out on customer service representatives who have nothing to do with the food stamp issues at all with you. I mean, they're just trying to make an honest living, unlike you. So acting like that only proves what kind of person you really are and how you treat other people.
Y'all think it's funny, huh? Y'all sitting there behind your little screens laughing because they cut me $2 grand a month in stamps and my rent help is gone? You think that's a joke? Try feeding 3 kids and 2 dogs on nothing. I ain't playing. Stop acting like I'm some meme. I got a life to live, and if you can't see that, keep straight.
Ma'am, how is it anyone else's fault that you chose to have 3 kids without being able to afford them? I mean, you really got to consider your financial status and, future financial status when you're having kids. I understand if they're maybe an accident, but just be better prepared next time, right? Better life choices and just locking in, and it's just, instead of coming online and blaming everyone else for your own decisions.
Let me tell y'all something. Those that's talking about going out there making them videos, talking about y'all gonna rob them people's stores because they done cut them SNAP benefits. Let me tell you something. You go out there, you gonna give them folks every legal right to bop you across your head. Baby, they're going to be justified in bopping you across your head. You better learn how to cook some quick, cheap, easy meals. You could take some tuna, some cream of mushroom, peas, and throw some noodles in it. You want to get fancy, crumble some crackers on the top. You got tuna casserole. You can take you some beans. I don't care if it's black bean, pinto beans. If you don't know how to make them homemade, you can buy them in a can from the Dollar Tree with some rice, baby, and you got beans and rice. Get you some cornmeal, honey, a little bit of oil, make some hot skillet cornbread. And you can take some peanut butter with some jelly and make a sandwich, grilled cheese with some bread, honey, and get your tomato soup. You got a meal and sit down somewhere. Don't go out in them streets because they going to bop y'all in the head. Don't do it.
Exactly. I'll never understand how some people think stealing is the answer to the problems, because stealing, it takes more effort, more preparation and planning than just go working a normal job where you're not going to get potentially thrown in jail. I don't know. It just go work an honest living and things will get better for you. But besides that, that's the entire video. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss content like this in the future, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay strong.